inside the circle. Whiteboard prediction, Sean. 160 pounds. It's a little chilly here in the studio today. Just, rocking and rolling. It's been cold. Oh, yeah, I think so.
Dude, it's so cold in here, an Eskimo wouldn't live here.
Well, the ice and the snow still says it's kind of cold. We're going to get that short off. And as a matter of fact, we got professional gutter and drain taking care of the gutter work. What we need is some heating and cooling information. If you got some heating and cooling information, that's
No doubt, man. Use that
But
right now.
good news is I got me a sweatshirt.
I see that.
Northern Colorado Wrestling. I'm actually going to try to head out there soon. A coach from Iowa, wrestled at Iowa State, coaches there now. Troy Hardy Nickerson coaches there now.
I
He's
know
the
he
head
does.
coach.
That's
He's
crazy.
doing a great job. At one point, he had a top 5 recruiting class.
Really?
Man, they're doing a real good job. So I always like those teams that are on the up and coming. And I
You know
like
what
to
state he wrestled in high school?
New York. New York.
New York. Good
Yes.
job. You're not good at this stuff.
Well, Troy Hardy Nickerson, I do know. That dude was bad to the bone.
He's one of my favorite little guys of all time.
Was he on your fantasy team?
No, but he was one of my favorite little guys of all time.
Well, let's talk 160. Well, we'll move up from 125 up to 160.
Oh, real quick.
That sounds good. Yep, 160 pounds, the Prove Us Wrong campaign. Break it down.
This is absolutely, stop me if you've heard this before, another just fascinating weight. When I look at it on the top of it, I think it's a 5-man race trying to squeeze into 4 spots. And I was talking to Mark before. To me, I think the worst thing to ever happen in amateur sports was the 1980 boycott of the Olympic Games. I think political reasons prevented athletes from competing in lifelong dreams there. And I remember thinking to myself that the president must have not have been an amateur athlete because I don't think he realized what he's doing to these athletes. But anyway, the Olympic trials at that time were actually already wrestled, and the Olympic team was set. For most of us, we all know who one name on that Olympic team who didn't get a Wrestle Olympics is.
Lee Kemp.
Lee Kemp, everybody knows Lee Kemp, he's from Ohio. But there was also another guy from Ohio as well, whose son actually wrestled in the Derby District in the late 90s. And people have kind of forgot about him. It's the great Wojciechowski.
Boom.
But anyways, I got to think that Ohio, in Central Ohio here, we have that situation on a little bit smaller scale. As Emmett Kane last year was a state qualifier, but an untimely skin funk prevented him from wrestling in the state tournament.
So it prevents him from wrestling in the state tournament.
And we talk about how big it is for, when you're a high school kid to make the state tournament. That's
huge.
a really big deal. So, I mean, hopefully we can ever turn that. And I just can't think anyone in the gym, unless it's your child, would be rooting against him to get back there and experience what he missed out last year.
I'll say this, if I was on the other side of the mat, I would be rooting for my kid, not necessarily against his. And if I were to come up on the short end of the stick, I would not have to force myself to say, but I would be willing to say, I'm glad it happened to him. Because now he can go fulfill a dream of being a state qualifier, state place winner. What was that?
But ironically, in the scenario, both those guys wrestled in the 84 Olympic trials and both lost. So hopefully history doesn't repeat itself here and Kane can move his way forward. But it's a tough weight class. I'm going to see how it unfolds.
Delaware Wrestling.
You like that, don't you?
Would you like to know the field for 160? You don't want anything to do with it. At the top, Morton, Westerville South, Speakman, Thames Valley, Cameron from Watkins Memorial, Rayburn from Hilliard Darby, Padmore, Walnut Ridge, Maddox from Canal Winchester, White from New Albany, Kane from Delaware Hayes, O'Malley from Big Walnut, Candido, Westerville North, Wildbacher from Lancaster, Fitzpatrick from Olentangy Liberty, Broski from Dublin Kaufman, Powers from Marysville, Taha from Dublin Jerome, and Hill from Olentangy Berlin. We brought the 16 out to 8, brought them down. Sean, we got ourselves a little situation here. Hashtag! Talk to me.
I think we have a couple situations here. And before we get to the Padmore Maddox, look at this O'Malley Candido. Is that the first number 4 we got advancing out over a 1?
Well, given the fact that I can't remember last weight class, I'm just going to trust you and
we
say,
do this in different order?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
I believe it is, Mark, at
Okay.
this point, so
Then let me say yes.
Okay, let's go to this Padmore Maddox matchup. So you have that hashtag. These guys actually wrestled in the semifinals of the Indian Invitational at Canal Winchester here.
Yes.
Kind of a back and forth days, but Padmore did come out on top, and I think he will again.
Oh, I thought you were going to switch it there. Darts must have not have been in Maddox's favor. Well, he's got to step on the line and make it happen. You watch the PSA, you know. All right, We've got our 8 now. Sean, tell me where you want to go, because I know I want to hashtag one of these matches.
As we get down whittled to the final 8 here, when I look at this, I don't put any wrestler to have more than a 50 chance of being a state qualifier. And even the favorite, which might be Morton coming in, I would only put him at 52. These are just really going to be competitive matches. They're all close. They've all been trading win and loss to each other. And even Morton, who's kind of won over all of them, is only winning by the smallest of margins. So one little hiccup could cost him at any point in the tournament. So we're going to start here at the top, and we're going to stick with Morton. He's coming into the field. He has a lot of close matches. I think this is a great quarter for him to advance out to the semifinals, and we'll have him advancing here.
Morton, Westerville South. Coach Crooks is going to climb some ropes just to get fired up for him.
In the second quarter there, we're going to have Padmore and Kane. I talked about in the sectional recap how impressed I was with Kane. Looking like he's probably the best he's ever been, which is a great time to be good.
Yes.
And we're going to have him advancing out in the semifinals as well.
Kane, Delaware Hayes. Sean, can I hashtag this?
Oh, you can hashtag both of them.
Oh, buddy, this is going to be one heck of a half bracket, folks. Candido Fitzpatrick.
We're going to start here in the top, and this is going to be the rubber match for both these guys. They wrestled at Medina in a very competitive match. That was a 2-point match, I believe, won by Fitz. And then at the Liberty Westerville North dual meet, Fitz had a 2-point lead again, kind of got caught. I ain't going to call that caught. I think he did get caught. He ended up getting pinned, which blew the house off that place with the Westerville North people. I think they really started to believe it. But in this scenario, I think Fitzpatrick will learn from that mistake. I think he'll wrestle more under control and not getting that flurry that seems to benefit Candido. And we'll have Fitzpatrick advancing out to the semis.
Gotcha. Fitzpatrick. So there's a pattern. Win-loss win for Fitzpatrick.
Sure.
Okay, cool. Theme. Okay, Broski Hill.
Broski Hill, in this scenario, and I've talked about this in the beginning of the year, Hill has to be one of the most improved wrestlers I've seen in the district, which is crazy seeing how he was a state qualifier last year. But you can just see that leaping bounds of jump he's made. I don't know if it's more confidence. Again, I don't know if it's a system that just fits his style more. Maybe he's got this against the world attitude that he's just coming out at full force. Or maybe he's just growing as a wrestler and as an adult.
Where's the double difference?
In this scenario, I think the intangibles is going to make a bigger difference. I think Broski maybe comes in a little bit more polished, a little bit more advanced, but Hill has just a competitor's attitude. When I see him wrestle, when I talk to him, he truly is just a competitor in all aspects, and I think that scenario is what's going to keep this close. Me and Mark keep going back and forth, and me and a couple other people that I talk to, I feel like pretty good at projecting or realizing talent, have went back and forth with this, and begrudgingly, I'm going to pick Broski to advance to the semifinals.
Oh, man.
Very begrudgingly.
Ooh, buddy. Bell Tower. Picking them off.
I will never listen to anybody again.
Got it.
Ever.
Sean, these guys are going to come around. I'm going to assume we've got them in order.
Yes.
Hill. Olentangy Berlin. Followed by Candido. Oh, my gosh. What an incredible situation we have here. This is out of control. Oh, Padmore. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Padmore from Walnut Ridge. Followed by Cameron. Watkins Memorial. Sean, let's bring him out.
All right, well, we'll start at the top here. Again, I think these are two boys that are extremely athletic, very gifted on their feet. But I think Hill has enough savvy to fend off the very athletic and explosive Candido. So we're going to have Hill getting himself in position to strike.
Oh, yeah.
Mark, you were at Watkins Memorial. You see this Padmore Cameron match that just came down to the wire?
It did. Oh, my gosh.
Padmore did come out on top.
He did. So he's got one.
He's got the win.
He's got one cherry.
He's probably got a little bit more confidence in him.
He does.
So we're going to go with Padmore here advancing out.
Okay. I'd have been another 5 more minutes figuring that out.
Well, we got to be done by...
I know. We got to be done. Gotta go. Oh, these guys need opponents, Sean.
They do?
They do. And we get them from over here. So
okay.
My son makes fun of me for saying that, but I love it.
All right.
Let's go. Which one do you want to go with first?
Oh, we're going to... You know what? We'll start at the bottom here.
Okay.
Of all the kids that have wrestled each other I don't think Broski and Fitzpatrick have wrestled this
I don't
year.
think so.
I just think they keep missing each
Yeah,
other.
where have they been together?
I don't think so. I think one coach just keeps missing the other coach or is dodging them or something like that. I don't know what's going
Clearly.
on there, but they keep missing each other. And I think this is one, I think this stylistic matchup actually favors Broski.
Really?
Broski is a very good mat wrestler.
Yeah.
And I think when I watch the sectional finals at Marysville, maybe Broski can expose that weakness there. So I'm going to take Broski winning this match on the mat.
All right. You watch. He's going to go into overtime. He's going to need a takedown for the win. He's going to get it. Interesting.
This is going to work out that crazy way.
Kane Morton.
Kane Morton
Woo.
actually wrestled last year in the district semifinals.
Oh, who doesn't remember that?
Same match, everything, and I went with Kane last year though. But Morton seemed to have taken a little bit jump from that fourth place finish at the state tournament last year. Again, these guys wrestled in the All North Finals, brought to you by ITC.
ITC.
Oh my God, man.
I
So
don't know.
Morton's coming in 2-0 against him. Although Kane is really wrestling the best he's ever had, he's going to have to show me he can beat Morton before I'm going to be a believer that he can do it. So we're going to have Morton at the top
All
there.
right. Well, we just got our consolation semifinal opponents. We'll have Kane at the top. Kane from Delaware Hayes. And Fitzpatrick from Olentangy Liberty. Sean, let's rock and roll, baby. Man, incredible.
Incredible matches here. We're going to start at the bottom here. We're going to have Fitzpatrick getting back to the state tournament.
Fitzpatrick, he's going back. Fitzpatrick, Olentangy Liberty. I'm just writing Padmore here.
That worked.
Yeah. Walnut Ridge. What about the top, Sean? That's a tougher
You know,
one.
at the top, we talked about what I talked about at the beginning about how just unfortunate things are, and there's just some reason that I think that Kane is going to be hungry to get back to that. I think he's going to have a tremendous week of practice and preparation. Not that Hill's not, but in this scenario, I think Kane looked like he took a huge step forward, not only in his skills, but his mental preparation to matches. And I think that's going to be the difference, and he's going to be able to tough through the punches, take it again to the state tournament.
Sean, you know what makes these matches already, well, they're already exciting, these go-to matches. They're already incredible. But one of the things, the added element that heightens it even more is the short time. You got 5 minutes. You don't have 6. You got 1-2-2. So it crunches things down. Imagine if it was 1-1-1.
First period takedown's big.
Huge. Huge. Enormous. Colossal. Gigantic.
I would say a first period takedown
In that
these
match,
matches is probably 80% winner. Of the
I would
total match.
love to do that
I'm
study.
gonna do that one day.
Deal.
Okay.
Well, and for now, though, let's do 5-3-1.
We're gonna go Hill,
Okay?
Kane, and Fitzpatrick for the 18th time this year.
Kane?
You just knew they would meet each other somewhere on this bracket.
Yes.
Two kids who just cannot get away from each other.
What about Morton Broski?
Yeah, these
We've
guys have
seen
wrestled
this.
twice. They've been close matches both times. Morton's won both times by the skin of his teeth. Again, same thing with the semifinals. You got to beat him before I'm going to believe you can beat him. So we're going to stick with
Morton. Aaron Morton. From Westerville South. Sean. Your champ at 160 pounds as we see it. Aaron Morton from Westerville South. Your runner-up, Broski from Dublin Kaufman, finishing third. Kane from Delaware Hayes, rounding out the state qualifiers. Fitzpatrick from Olentangy Liberty. Your alternate is Hill from Olentangy Berlin, and rounding out the district place winners is Padmore from Walnut Ridge. And now you are inside the circle.